Hi, I'm Ellie Gates of Freedom Fellowship, and I'm so excited to bring you today's devotion. We've been talking about above and beyond gratitude, and I pray that the lessons this week have really blessed you. Well, today we're going to talk about one of the most infamous stories of all. In fact, it's the one that really comes to mind for me anytime I think about above and beyond gratitude, and that is King David. King David had a really interesting journey. If you think about it, he was anointed to be king when he was a shepherd boy. And the very next day, he was back out in the sheep field. And then he got told to go take his brother some lunch who knows how long later, but took his brother some lunch. And they kind of harassed him, like, did you leave those little sheep at home? And he ends up stepping forth and fighting Goliath, the giant, and winning. And God just delivered him because he had been faithful to the Lord. He trusted in the Lord. He was jealous for the Lord's name. But what happened the next day? Well, great. He got married. He got Michal, Saul's daughter, and, ended up serving in the king's court. Remember, he was anointed to be king, serving the king. And this happened for many years. And then one day he's playing the harp and Saul kind of throws a spear at him and tries to kill him, and he runs for his life. And that happens over and over. And then we see throughout the time that Saul was alive, King David was on the run, afraid of helping him, but he absolutely was so grateful for what God had done in his life and trusted him that he refused to even kill Saul when he was given the opportunity. David was a man of integrity, but he was also a man filled with praise and joy, and he knew what the Lord's presence meant in his life. The Ark of the Covenant got taken out of Jerusalem to go win a battle with Saul, and it actually ended up getting lost, and for many years was not in Jerusalem. But when David returned the Ark to the city of Jerusalem, when he returned the Ark of the Covenant to the temple, it was a day for great gratitude because God had been faithful to bring his presence back to his people. David danced before the Lord, and he danced with all of his might. He was only wearing a linen ephod, which could be described as underwear today. Can you imagine the President of the United States just kind of disrobing in front of the whole press corps, in front of everybody, and just dancing because he was so grateful and so worshipful of what God had done? Now that is above and beyond gratitude. But not everybody was celebrating. The woman that he won as wife by killing Goliath ended up being very disgusted with David's behavior. And she even said to him how dignified the king of Israel was today. But he said to her, "It was before the Lord that I was dancing, and I will celebrate before him, and I will make myself even more undignified than this." He was willing to be abased in the eyes of those that were his subjects, in his wife's eyes. Why? Because he had such gratitude in his heart towards the Lord. In Psalm 145, David actually writes about this, and he talks about his heart exploding with praise to the Lord, that he bows in worship to him forever, and that he lifts up his name in praise throughout eternity. Such gratitude, such gratefulness for who God is. It's not about what God does in our lives. God is worthy of our praise, even if he never does anything again for us. He saved us from darkness. That is above and beyond what we deserved. He blesses us every day with new breath, with another day to impact the kingdom. That's above and beyond what we deserve. He puts us in families, and yeah, they're kind of messy, but they're also full of love. And that's above and beyond what we deserve. And he gives us a calling and a purpose and invites us into his plan to save the nations. That's above and beyond what we deserve. So how come we can't give him above and beyond gratitude? There's a great song out right now by Bethel called Revivals in the Air. And there's a little melody, instrumental part in there that I just picture David dancing to. And the other day I kind of let loose like that in my own house. I just encourage you to think about, when was the last time that you got undignified? Because this generation needs to see us praising God, declaring his greatness, showing of his miracles and his magnificent splendor, telling people of his awe-inspiring acts. And I'll tell you, he is so amazing and excellent. But again, we don't deserve any of it. But he's above and beyond. And we owe him above and beyond gratitude. I certainly don't want to be like Michal and look down on people. I'm pretty serious, and it's hard for me to let loose a little bit, but I'd like to be a little bit more undignified in my gratitude towards the Lord. I hope this week has inspired you to think about that too. Can I encourage you today, whether it's in your car or in your prayer closet or in your bedroom, or even after the kids go to sleep, find some time to give God your above and beyond gratitude, because he's worthy of it all. Have a blessed week.